Okay, my name is Zakashi, guys. In this video here, I'm going to be giving you guys a guide for the best teams and equipments for the Super Saiyan Trunks that's come out with the second form transforming Cell into Perfect Cell. This video here is specifically for Trunks, and I've done one for Cell, so if you want to check that out, it's on the channel. Go ahead and tap into that, but I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video, man. If you haven't already, press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 50,000 subscribers, man. Help me, help me. And yeah, let's actually get into the video now. Okay, so gotta put it out for the start of the video. I do not have the new Trunks, so I'm gonna be using this guy as a placeholder. You can see he has the exact same tags as Trunks, so it makes it easy to use Hybrid Saiyan, Vegeta Clan, Super Saiyan Future. And if I actually bring up the character list, I can show you that the new Trunks actually has the same tags. The only difference is he's from the Future Trunks saga, whereas the Trunks I'm using is from the Cell saga. So slight difference, but it's not gonna make a difference for how I'm gonna show the video. Just taking what's in the video. Okay, so the first team option here I've actually got is Future. So I've got the Trunks on the leader slot, even though his Z abilities are actually Vegeta Clan and Future. It doesn't really make a difference how I position it on this team, I don't think, too much. But I've got him on the leader slot because obviously the video's for him. So I've got Zamasu, who's also being Zenkai buffed by Vegeta or Blue. Then I've also got Ultra Rose, who's actually being Zenkai buffed by Green Vegeta. And then just to finish it off, I've got Trunks, the main Trunks for this video, who's actually being Zenkai buffed by the purple LF Rose, who got a Zenkai. So if I actually show you over here, he Zenkai buffs Future and purple, so that's going to work perfect for the new Trunks. Now you could move some pieces around and you don't have to use the exact same order that I use, as well as you don't need to have a Zenkai buff for every single unit. So for example, you might not want a Zenkai buff for Rose because he's on the boost already, then you could go for HP buff. You might not want a Zenkai buff Trunks, so then you go for the HP buff there and keep the Zenkai buff for Rose. And the same thing with Zamasu, you might not want to Zenkai buff him, but then keep the Zenkai buff for Trunks. So you have these options of swapping around, and you don't also have to use these three colors. So I've got blue, green and purple, but you could also introduce yellow into the mix with Trunks and Vegeta, or if you are one of those guys, you could use obviously Future Gohan. But I think Trunks and Vegeta have actually climbed a lot of people's respect over time. The few Trunks and Vegetas I run into are actually very dangerous. If I was to take off anybody for Trunks and Vegeta, it might have to be Zamasu. I feel like Ultra Roses are irreplaceable. You had need him on, and then Trunks is obviously for the video, so I can't take him off. So I'd take off Zamasu, even though he's a good endurance layer. And I don't think it's best to actually go ahead and Zenkai buff him, but even though you do have, because you do have Trunks on the leader slot, you can go for a Zenkai buff that isn't correlating to Trunks. So you could go for a Zenkai buff that's God Ki, which would be the God Vegeta, the yellow one, or you could also go for the Kaioken Goku, the Goku Blue, which is the blue one he transforms, and they will both Zenkai buff this Trunks from Vegeta because Vegeta is a God Ki member, so it'll be yellow on God Ki for those abilities. And then as long as you have Trunks on the leader, everything will still work as well, because Rose is also a God Ki member. The only difference that will be made is the fact that you'd miss out on 5% for Ultra Goku Black's Ultra ability, because he's relying on the fact that everybody on this team is a Future member. If you're not from the Future, then he would lose 5% per member that's not a Future member. But if everybody is from the Future, then he'd be getting the full 30% of his Ultra ability. So just take that into mind, and I showed you the variations of team that you could put. I don't feel like a red is necessary unless you want to just run the tag droid, sorry, at 14 stars or something ridiculously high like that, 9 stars up. But yeah, really and truly, I would just stick to the team that I had first. I think that's the safest option because Zamasu is just very reliable. Probably the Zenkai buff and the HP buff, and then just keep Ultra Rose about because he's very reliable. So yeah, that's Future. Okay, so we're going to be going into Hybrid Saiyans, and I won't be showing a Vegeta Clan setup simply because I feel like there's no solid Vegeta Clan setup that can easily compete with any team in the meta. There might be a few people that might actually build the team to the highest potential, but that's not going to be something somebody can easily acquire given that they just started the game or just wanted to build the team off scratch. I feel like these teams like Hybrid Saiyans, Movies, Future, God Ki even right now are really consistent and just easy to build given what the meta is actually offering. So we've got Hybrid Saiyans here, and it's obviously got the Pan Beast Gohan set up, but you've also got Future Gohan as an option. Obviously we've got Trunks in the leader. He does buff Hybrid Saiyans, but that's at like a higher star level, but his Z ability is quite in depth. If I actually go to the character list to show you, so if I scroll down here, you can see Super Saiyan Trunks. If I actually display maximum stats and we go into his Z ability, you can see here 3% special move for Future and and 35% to tag future Vegeta Clan or Hybrid Saiyan. So you can get that 3% for the whole team, which is very, very effective because it's a special move that helps out Beast Gohan a lot. So consider that as the factor of why you should have him on the leader slot. Then the rest of the team is pretty much just what Hybrid Saiyan's in, but I opted in to actually give him a Zenkai buff. Now why he's boosted you might not want to, but it depends on your star level. I don't feel like there's any other variation that would work besides from this, unless you're like stemming into the future realm. Like I could see maybe somebody might want to run Sword of Hope just for sake, and then you could have future Gohan, and that would just be future again. But I wouldn't really opt in for that. That's just me personally mentioning that because there's a way better future setup that you could have. So for Hybrid Saiyans, definitely stick with having Pan, Beast Gohan, and then you'd probably bring in the Trunks as well, because obviously this video is for Trunks. But you might want to stop using Pan and actually use future Gohan so that you can actually counter UGB, for example, to a slight degree. UGB is kind of immortal. He's not really going to make that big of a difference, but it is something to think about on the defensive end. And then I also want to mention that the Pan and the future Gohan duo with the Trunks would actually make Trunks even a bigger menace. So I'm not even going to give you substitute options really and truly. This is just the strict setup. I think it works so well with any unit, to be honest. Any unit could be on the leader slot and this team would still work. That's how goated it's been since Beast Gohan pretty much has dropped in that meta where everybody was only using Pan, future Gohan, and Beast Gohan. It was so stupid, but this team is so solid, so hey, I gotta put it up there. Alright, so this would be what I'd use for future because it just works very well. So if we look at the future equipment here, first you have to deal with me. The middle slot gives you strike attack if you're running a future or Vegeta Clan, that's himself, so it works. And then a powerful opponent future member, that's himself, but obviously Zamasu fits the powerful opponent aspect of the team, which works very well. We've got this equipment here which gives him strike attack. It's awakened. You get two options, but if you can get the strike attack slot, that would be great. Then you also get special move in the middle slot, which is dope. And then the third slot over here, the third equipment, you get special move, ultimate, and double defense, which is just very, very consistent. I have some other equipments that I'm going to mention in the next section for the Hybrid Saiyans that could actually be used here, but these three would be what I'd be thinking of if I'm actually running Hybrid Saiyans. I'm also going to mention another equipment which is actually very, very valuable. This equipment here, you get HP, which is actually a better equipment, and then you get special move ultimate alongside defenses of your choice depending on what you roll for the first slot. It's quite tedious to get a good first slot, but I'm mentioning this equipment because it's actually so goated. Then obviously as well, you could consider PM Pure. If you don't have the plat, you could actually run this one here and get pure strike attack because you're running a God Key member, Rose, Zamasu, God Key members. So very, very useful to actually have alongside you if you don't want to use any of the main three I mentioned. You could also go for HP option here, but I wouldn't mention it, but I wouldn't consider it really and truly, but it's an option. Double defense and HP. HP is always dope, but I feel like it's not necessary because you're going to have the HP my buff, and then on top of that, if you choose this equipment here, you can actually get the health. So if I show you where you can get these, first you have to deal with me, the dual coin shop. Unfortunately, this one here, Awaken, you just have to wait. Androids, the tag is for Hybrid Saiyan in the future, so let me actually bring that up for you. Over here you can see just you wait Androids, Hybrid Saiyan in future, and the equipment medals for the unawakened version. This equipment here, the Hybrid Saiyan future, the Z medal exchange shop. Let me show you the other options as well. This one here, Power Unleashed, equipment medal where you can get that. Which other one did I show you? This one here, I Want to Fight, equipment collection, and if you want to just consider that HP, double defenses, and HP equipment collection for Hybrid Saiyan. One more equipment I really think is worth mentioning. I actually just slept past it. You see this one here, you can get strike attack if you're running a Vegeta Clan member, double defenses, and then the first slot is another defense slot, so you can become a lot more tankier and actually can do a lot of damage. Try to get the Vegeta Clan slot because he's a melee type. You can get this from the Zenkai Ultra Space Time Rush shop, and let me show you the unawakened version. So if I go to find item here, you can see you can actually get from the equipment medal shop, which is dope. So yeah, Hybrid Saiyan setup without a doubt. This one here is a must per Hybrid Saiyan. That means you'll be getting 24% if you have the full 8%, 8 times 3, 18, 16, 24. It's dope. Of blast attack and strike attack, not the regular kind, the pure kind, and you get defenses on the first slot. Cool. I already showed you this equipment here, I Want to Fight. You get the special move and the ultimate. That's for the normal equipment collection shops. The only equipment collection event for Hybrid Saiyan. It's the only place you can get that. And then this one here I also showed you where you can only get it from the Z Medal shop. So these three I definitely recommend. I wouldn't even switch out any other options, but of course I showed you some other options that you can consider in the future section. But these three for Hybrid Saiyans is kind of like, it's just so solid. You can't really go wrong. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be the end of the video. Hopefully this video was useful or helpful. Press the subscribe button if it was, man. We're on this grind to 50,000 subscribers. Help me help you, help you help me. It goes both ways, man. If you're not pulling these guys now, it might be useful later when they actually become regular sparkings on other banners that you might actually have value in, especially because we're heading into the anniversary where there might be a future banner, Ultra, Vegeta, Blue, that could be of interest. So yeah, press the subscribe button like I said. My name is Zakashi, guys. Appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.